Hello divine beings, peace, love, abundance, blessings. My name is AstroPapi and I'm doing a video on working with the Greek goddess Hecate or Hecate. Now this is a goddess that represents sorcery, magic, and time itself. She is here to impart wisdom. If you're familiar with tarot, she would represent the high priestess because she carries in herself wisdom of magic, sorcery, and alchemy, and a personal connection with her will help you really hone in on your spiritual gifts and your intuition. Now, Hecate is a very stern but loving guide. And when I say stern, I mean that she really gives you a push through looking at where you sell yourself short, where you underestimate yourself, where you second guess yourself, and where you need to tap into your own personal power. So when you're working with her, don't be surprised if you get a lot of tough love as a form of guidance, because she wants you to know that, yes, like you can do rituals with her. Yes, you can have an altar for her. Yes, you can pray to her, but none of that is going to be amplified and activated at its highest strength and power until you know not to second guess yourself and you know how to stand in your inner confidence and power. All right. Now, I have a key talisman that I wear when I need to connect with her energy. I leave this in her altar. Keys are representative of her ability to open doors between this realm, this human realm, and the spirit realm, the esoteric realm. That is also why crossroads are associated with her. The crossroads of life, the crossroads of time, the crossroads of this human matrix, and all that exists, all that is other outworldly, all that is esoteric and spiritual. So if sometimes you are afraid of connecting with the spirit realm, Hecate can be a very strong guide and protector. If you're somebody where, for example, one of my clients is working at a hospice, I told her that Hecate was coming forward as a way of helping her with being in a space where it is that transitionary energy between the living and those who ascend into the other realms, those who cross over. Hecate can help you if you're trying to connect to the dead, if you're trying to connect to your spiritual gifts, to your intuition through tarot as a form of divination, to crystal scrying, through pendulum work. So she is going to help you really hone in on your intuition, so that way you know your own personal voice, authority, and autonomy. But let's get into more of the esoteric stuff that you can do with Hecate. So rituals that you can do for her would be protection work. I have a white candle for her here, which I light when I need protection magic. I also do cloaking work with her. Cloaking is to put a veil over yourself against any wandering eyes. So let's say, for example, there could be people around you who are just looking, are being in your business with negative intentions, or if you're somebody where your career or your work is public for whatever reason, for example, if you have a business, Hecate can shield you against any negative intentions being set, any negative energies, any negative talk. Hecate can also help you with letting go, with cord cuttings, with releasing people who no longer serve your highest good. So if you're leaving any sort of friendships, connections, or relationships where your power is being cut from you, you're feeling disempowered, you're feeling as if somebody is taking from your own being, Hecate can help with cord cutting rituals. You can dedicate a white candle for purification. And if you need extra strength, or if you feel like this person's or whatever energies might be around you that are trying to really pull with a firm grip, then you can light a black candle to emphasize the importance of no, and to bring a symbolic ending, a symbolic passing of that connection. So black candles are good with Hecate when you need extra strength or extra protection. I'm gonna pull some cards and see if there's anything else she wants me to say. But prior to that, Hecate also is representative of time. And in some images of her and some statues of her, she's seen as the three figures of the divine feminine, the three stages of time for the divine feminine, which is the mother, maiden, and crone. The maiden is the first, which is the youthful state. The mother is second, and the crone comes third. The crone represents a woman who is older, who has learned so much of life wisdom, who carries so much knowledge to share onto the collective. Now I'm gonna pull some cards, as I mentioned before, and see what else comes up. Offerings for her would be pomegranate, red wine, dark chocolate. Symbols that are associated with her: serpents. Serpents represent shedding, purging, and letting go. They also represent healing. And wolves or dogs. The wolves or dogs represents passage through the night, protection through the night, protection through this realm and the other realms as well. Similarly, in Egyptian mythology, the Egyptian god of the underworld has a jackal head, or is represented through Anubis, who has the face or the head of a jackal. And in Aztec mythology, there were these sacred canines that were able to go into the underworld, the realm of the dead, the realm of the ancestors, and be able to come out again. So canines are representative of the night, of darkness, of the moon. As we know, they howl, wolves howl, dogs howl, but also the ability to transcend realms, to pass through realms with protection. So again, Hecate helps us with our spiritual gifts, with spiritual protection, with honoring our own intuition, our own magic. Now let's get to this tarot reading. Let's see if Hecate has any messages for us. The first card that we have is the Queen of Wands. I get confidence work, setting boundaries. If you're a diviner, it's about knowing the power of who you are. It's about setting boundaries, making sure that if anybody is trying to disempower you or sell you short with who you are, with your psychic gifts, with your spiritual gifts, Hecate is going to be stern and say, hey, advocate for yourself. Hey, know your value. Hey, don't second guess yourself. Hey, don't sell yourself short. Hecate represents oracles, diviners, readers, mediums. And let's think back to those times of ancient Greece, of ancient Egypt, where temples were dedicated to prophets, to diviners. She comes in to remind you what you do in spirituality is sacred, even if we live in a modern day time where spirituality is seen as woo-woo, or as some people deny its existence, right, as unreal. But Hecate reminds you to know your strength in your spirituality, to honor it. If you're somebody who might have what we would call the witch's wound, or you've gone through being a black sheep, so people don't understand you for your spirituality, people judge you for your spirituality, your family judges you for your spirituality, Hecate comes in with that love to remind you that your purpose is very powerful and also very important. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. She's good if you're going through any type of spiritual battle, or even battle for your power. Let's say if somebody is just energetically speaking down on you or undermining you, she's good for you to know your strength, to fight back. And fighting back doesn't mean getting even or fighting back from a place of rage or wrath, but more so, I fight back meaning I stand up for myself. And the last card that we have is the Nine of Swords. Oh, Hecate can help with shadow work. Shadow work is when we look at places where we second guess ourselves, where we sell ourselves short, where we overthink. She's going to help you purge and release self-limiting belief systems. And that's how you're able to access your power and your magic more, because you'll be more rooted and identifying with your own personal strength and magic. I said I was only going to take out 2 cards, but the last one is the Two of Pentacles. She can also help with abundance magic, with opening doors for new life, opening doors for prosperity as well. Now, this isn't a common association with Hecate, but to me, it's the importance of knowing that we're not just purging, we're not just letting go, we're not just cutting cords, we're not just protecting ourselves just to get by. We're doing all of that to step into ascension, to step into living in our power, living in our truth, living in our abundance, living from a place of love. So Hecate is really coming in as that transition from one life where maybe we sell ourselves short, where maybe our power is being taken away from us, into the next where we stand in our strength, where we stand in our happiness, in our joy, and in our truth. All right. I hope that this video was a service to you all. If you have any questions on working with Hekate, please comment below. If you want to follow me on social media, how to do so is on the about below. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, tarot, Akashic records, or spirit guide readings, how to do so is on my website, which is linked on the about below. Stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great, and thank you so much for tuning in.